You know, because going into next week will be game 9, week 10. Add on another 3 weeks into that, so you're talking week 13 for these guys. So it really gets to the point where it's about, you know, just really getting your details and getting your plan down and being sound technically and fundamentally, and you know, still getting enough physical work to be game ready, but just tweaking that a little bit. But yeah, this is right now we're in a good spot, and hopefully that will continue to be the case for us. We've been really fortunate, but I think these guys. They do. First of all, our staff does an amazing job, from Alex Bina to Paul, our nutritionist, to Danny Poole, and all of our training staff and medical team, and the culture that's been established is these guys really buy in to taking care of their bodies. You know, I mean, that's probably the biggest thing. We got a very veteran team, as y'all know, and these guys, they get treatment when they don't even need treatment. They prehab. You know, they've really bought into that, whether it's the stretching, the massages, yoga. You know, they're constantly working to take care of their body. It's sleep, you know, getting the proper sleep. So most of these guys, I think, really understand the importance of all of that stuff and how it equates to good health, and trying to, you know, do everything you can to prevent injuries the best you can.
Devil, you're talking about, just to tack on top of that, the self-starters that you have, the kids that are self-starters. Brent was telling us just the other day how we were talking about the cornerbacks, AJ and Trayvon, how they get in the film room and self-start themselves and pretty much do just what you're saying. When you're going out on the recruiting trail, are you looking for that aspect in the kid?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You know, the great ones, the great ones are that. And the great ones, they've already played the game before the game even shows up. When the game gets here, it's just like, it's over. You know, I was just showing them a video of Kershaw, the pitcher for the Dodgers, the other day. You know, he was like 3 days before, you know, this is one of the best pitchers ever. And, you know, 3 days before he's ever even on the mound, the stadium cam or whatever just caught him, and he's in there on the pitcher's mound in the bullpen, and he's basically playing the game and going through the motion by himself. You know, and that's what the great ones do. I mean, they're fanatical about their preparation. And so when they get to the game, they've already played the game. You know, it's the guys who just kind of show up and they're here for that little time of football, and then boop, they check back out. And, you know, that was kind of Dorian for 2.5 years. That's why he wasn't a great player. And he eventually figured out, you know what, I gotta prepare. I gotta change how I do things. And then you saw the results that you got. So you can't just be talented anymore at this level. You can't be great, that's for sure. I mean, you've got to put the work in, and you've got to prepare, and you got to go above and beyond, and study. Because let me tell you, your opponent is, you know, most of the time, and it's got to be important to you. And those are two great examples. I mean, AJ and Trayvon they're as good as I've ever been around for their focus, their intensity, their love of preparation, their preparedness before they even show up for practice. I mean, it's a very conscientious thing with those guys, but they've got a lot of great examples around them too. And Muse has become that. Kayvon's become. I think most of those guys in that secondary. That's kind of who we are now. And so that's one of the reasons that we're playing pretty good back there.
I imagine that's one of the things you guys track when you're recruiting these kids to see which one is real serious about that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I always tell everybody, you know, being a good player is the minimum. You know, and I think that's why a lot of schools, they might have good talent on a roster, but you can't just be talented. Not at this level. I mean, it's talent plus intelligence plus work ethic plus passion plus commitment. I mean, it's all those things. And so, you know, yes, you have to be a good player, but that's the bare minimum. At least it is to come here. I mean, we're looking for a whole lot more. You know, I'm much more interested in who the person is, because that's ultimately going to determine what type of player you get.
Speaking of talent, you told us the other night that you hope to redshirt KJ Henry if you can avoid some injuries.
Yeah.
And that he actually approached you about that. How unique is that for a guy to be, the willingness and acceptance of redshirting for a guy as talented and highly recruited?
Well, that's just kind of who he is. You know, he's got one of those Christian Wilkins type personalities, and he's just very aware. Yeah, I actually tried. I kind of challenged him on that a little bit because I know where he is and how he's improved. I mean, he's going to be a great player, but he just loves it. I mean, he loves his role. He loves his teammates. He loves being over on a scout team, and he's enjoying his experience. He's an unbelievable teammate. But his thing was, and he's gonna. If we have to have him, he's gonna go. We kind of made a little deal. All right, if something happens, we get some injuries, all bets are off. But if we can, we will. And for him, it's just like, hey, Coach, I know I need to get stronger, and I need to get into Power Hour. I just know it's going to help me be the dominant player that I want to be. And I love that, that self-awareness. And we're fortunate that we can do that right now. And but at the same time, we wanted to go ahead and get him ready for the season. And go, so he played in 4 out of 6 games, so he traveled with us for 7 weeks or whatever, because he was with us all up until last week. Hotel, travel, game plans, practices, rep, the whole deal. And so he's ready to go play if we need him. But hopefully we can hold him, and it'll be a win-win for everybody. He's gonna be a special player for sure, and he's gonna be a special leader, no doubt about it.
All right. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks.